Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Mob Psycho, Season 1, Episode 4. Last episode is my favorite episode that we've seen so far. The art was cool, the personality was cool, it was cold, it was menacing, it was badass, it was a lot of things.
We saw Mob at 100.
Yeah, which I, for some reason, thought we were going to have to wait until, like, the season finale of Season 1 to see it.
That's what I was thinking too, but the percentages were moving really quickly throughout Episode 1, and then into 2, and then into 3, and I was like, so I guess it's going to be one of those things where it resets, and it happens multiple times throughout the series, and then the thing we saw at the beginning of the episode, the first episode scene, that 100 must be like the ultimate ending rage battle that he has.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see him, like, be pushed to his limits whatsoever in this 100, you know? I like that aspect of it, though, because it makes the show itself a little bit more unpredictable. Like, I don't know when it's going to get to that point, and that's really cool. I thought that we'd end last episode at 0, but we got back up to 20 when Dimple seemingly appeared again as, like, a little ghost. But I don't really know where that's going to go. If that was just, like, a small bit.
Like, is it a bit and then he's going to get rid of Dimple? Or is Dimple, like, here to stay?
Like a companion?
I don't know if I'd like that, like a Pokemon.
That'd be interesting. I wonder what his personality would be. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Black Vinegar Middle School.
The Pompadour.
Is Mob from Salt? Teru. Teru.
Like a villain?
I'm the main character in this world.
Oh, he looks more of a main character stereotypically than Mob does.
Yeah, and both of them have a nickname. Rivals.
Yeah. Rivals or like an antagonist?
I could see it being one of those things where they're like, no, I totally don't like you. I don't want to be your friend, but he totally wants to be Mob's friend. Maybe this is going to be like a Naruto Sasuke thing where Mob wants to be friends with Teru and Teru just runs away from him for the whole series.
I can see that. Idiots only event. Partner.
Good voice actor for Dimple.
Oh my god.
Did you expect a warm welcome?
That could be problematic. Oh my god.
Sympathy. Or pity.
Mob's kind of scary. A little bit. That would be horrifying.
Okay.
So he can't see Dimple?
Nope.
Or was Dimple hiding? Ritsu, right?
Seasoning City.
Huh.
Is he really protective?
Maybe.
I would love that. He has great Photoshop skills.
Amazing. Interesting. Whoa.
Oh, I love that.
Hidden charisma. The name of the store is Mob Don, like Mob Donald's.
Did he want to? He wished for it. He thinks his brother's cool.
They need to trade.
For a day.
Freaky Friday.
Yes, Freaky Friday it.
They need training.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Idiot. Say no to violence.
Ooh. Combo.
Demon Rush.
Special. Everybody has special moves in this universe. I love it.
This one's legendary. I'm a girl.
Oh my god. How dare you mess with Mob's love?
Mob's explosion. 30%.
I'd love to see a psychic battle, but Mob swore not to use his powers on another human. Sealed the deal.
He almost did. If Dimple hadn't been there, Mob would have fallen.
But
for
he
it.
did.
Oh.
I love it.
Such good friends.
Family. And he's popular? Ew.
This is very true.
Uh-oh. They have no idea what's waiting for them.
So the plan actually really worked out
did,
perfectly.
yeah. The art's so good. Like, it has no reason being this good. Goda. They're so caring.
Oh, they came to rescue him, and then he might have to save them from Teru when Teru gets there.
Amazing. Whoa. Shadow Leader. He moves quick.
Beneath the surface. He has psychic powers. He
Yeah.
has to.
照明を浴びた者がスターになる。ライトを持っていれば IQ の低い虫たちが寄ってくるんだ。
Oh, what a line. Impressive.
What's Mob doing right now? Is he just watching?
It's like a force field. Whoa. Oh. I love when it like goes black and white.
He could have just tied himself the whole time.
45. What a shot, dude. No! No!
So, Teru's kind of an example of like what Ritsu thinks of Mob, or what Mob could be, or having psychic powers could be like.
Yeah, exactly. But it does not seem like Teru has even been told ever, like, don't use your psychic powers on people. So I wonder if like he was just born with it, just like Mob, and just like goes on his own and uses it, has no mentor, unlike Mob does, you know?
Yeah, Mob has such a great mentor.
I mean, he does. You saw his CG attack earlier. It was great. It was amazing. But Goda, the captain of the Body Improvement Club, is amazing. He is such a good character.
I love that they went to rescue Mob. Like, was really that the plan? That he saw that there was a weakling amongst them that the other guys might want to protect, and that he like used that. That was a pretty smart plan.
Well, not the letter. It worked.
No.
It wasn't a smart plan.
I mean, it worked because Mob is a sweetheart, and if just in case it was a girl, he didn't want to hurt her feelings by not showing up.
Yeah, I absolutely love the Body Improvement Club, though, and their, like, philosophy on life. Like, fighting is stupid. Like, there's a bunch of quotes, but to simplify it, it's like, power isn't strength. Power is the ability to have that strength and choose not to use it. Yeah, you're ripped and you can take down all these people and fight whoever you want, but they're not going to do it. They're not fighters, but they were going to fight for what they love, and that's Mob. It was beautiful, and I loved every second of it.
I don't think I expected Mob to have this friendship with them, but this made me really happy.
What do you think of Teru as a character?
Love.
Oh, we got a lot of really good moments with Ritsu this episode, too.
I think it was really nice to get Ritsu, and then I feel like we get another look, another perspective on Mob from a person that has grown up all this time knowing about Mob's powers, and this person who has what Mob wants. Mob wants to be popular. Mob wants to get the girl, you know, and his little brother has all of that. Great grades, popular.
Student council, good at sports, good at sprints. Apparently he's fast. Has a lot of secret fans.
He probably has a fan club.
It seems a bit hard to get close to. Likes tofu. This whole restaurant, look on that cup. You see One Punch Man?
Yeah.
And then when you looked at the cup at a different shop, it's all called like Mob Donald's. You know?
Yeah.
Mob Don. And I love that. I don't know. It's really cool that the show is like goofy enough to like lend itself to.
They're in Seasoning City.
Yeah.
Salt and what, black vinegar?
Yeah. I love it. It's funny.
There's absurdity to it that makes it so much more entertaining.
I always, like, my favorite part of it is gonna be the same thing every time, which is when anybody apparently uses psychic powers, and like how it goes from 0 to 100, no pun intended because of the show, like it should, like in art, you know, it goes from just like, oh yeah, regular animation to like, oh, we see the psychic aura going around Teru's hand, and then it turns into like black and white like etching, and it's just awesome. I love it.
I don't know where it goes in terms of Mob and Teru. Like, I think it's just so cute and adorable that Mob just like didn't untie himself.
He could have untied himself the whole time.
He probably didn't even need to get captured.
Yeah. And
like he's all like, well, don't use it against other people. I'm sure he could have gotten away without like harming the people that kidnapped
Definitely.
him.
I agree with you.
He just like went along with it.
Do you think that Teru can actually teleport, or it's just like the cliche of an anime character moving really fast?
I don't know. I feel like there is a strong possibility he actually could just move really, really fast and or teleport and or appear that he's teleporting.
So it doesn't seem like he has seen Dimple yet. I don't know if that means that Mob's stronger, that Mob's weaker, and it's like the situation with Reagan where Reagan's too powerful to see Dimple. Or if Dimple's just hiding right now.
I don't think Dimple's around right now, but what I do think is interesting is that Teru, I think Mob is so strong that that's why Teru didn't even sense him.
I think it's interesting though, because obviously Teru has achieved this like level of popularity and like confidence and coolness, and he's the shadow leader from the use of his psychic powers, and that's great. Considering that earlier in the episode, Mob was talking to Ritsu about how he couldn't use his psychic powers to get those things, you know?
Right. But it's clear that Teru is an example of maybe being slightly underhanded and or violent with it, and that is not how Mob would want to be.
Yeah.
But maybe there are some things that Mob could learn from Teru in terms of other ways that he can use his psychic abilities that aren't necessarily taking advantage of other people and or hurting them.
Part of me would love to see that, like he finds other ways around it. It's like there's two options, A or B, but Mob creates an option C and like finds other ways to use his psychic powers without directly fighting someone.
Like teleportation.
Yeah.
Would him, oh no, I'm late to school. Teleporting, would that hurt anyone? No, but it would get him to school on time. So like I bet there are things that he could do in his day-to-day life that would actually be convenient to him and or helpful, and maybe things that could have a good impression on other people without controlling their minds.
Yeah. I like in regards to fighting, even like we saw that Teru put up this like shield in front of him, right?
Yeah.
Like if Mob was that strong, he could protect himself and then everybody he likes with just a shield, not causing any harm to anybody else with his powers.
Just being protective.
That does lead to the question, is there going to be a fight next episode?
I think so. I think what's being created is, unfortunately, even though Mob doesn't want to be a part of it, I think it's now going to be like he's the shadow leader of Salt Middle School. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
His life's going to get way more complicated.
He's at 45% now. I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to see him explode, but...
In a fight with Teru?
Yeah, but I don't know. Part of me also feels like there won't be a fight because Mob is not gonna bend from that rule. Like Dimple was saying, like that's the one thing he's not going to do.
I could see him trying to walk away from this fight. And I could also see this Teru character... I mean, this is all like theories. I could see Mob walking away from the fight, but giving Teru some evidence of how strong Mob is. And then the whole series is just Teru trying to get Mob to do something.
Oh, that'd be really good.
He's
That'd
like, why
be a really
won't you
good
use your
reoccurring
powers
thing.
against me?
Am I not good enough?
Am I not good enough?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But he's like, I don't even like you anyway.
Part of me thought with how they were using characters in this specific episode, I thought Ritsu was going to come in at the end and be the thing that influenced Mob to use his powers.
Oh, but that could totally be used. I mean, they haven't fought yet.
That's true.
Ritsu could totally fight. I mean, Ritsu wants to know what's happening with his brother. So if he hears that the Vinegar Middle School kidnapped his brother, he's going to run there.
Yeah. And then, like, if I would assume that he would lose, I would think Mob would lose his shit. I think, at least. Like, I think that would let out his, like, emotions.
Yeah. Ritsu's sitting at his desk in the middle of the night trying to bend spoons.
That was heartbreaking.
I feel for the kid.
I do too. A really cynical side of me could see Ritsu making a deal with somebody to get psychic powers and becoming a villain.
Well, why can't Dimple... I mean, Dimple... That's the issue with having Dimple around, I think. Is Dimple has the power of possession.
Mm-hmm.
And if... Like, what if he strikes a deal with Ritsu?
Yeah.
And what if...
If that's a thing.
And what if the thing is, like, well, Mob, if you want to save your little brother, then you have to strike the deal with me. Because that's Dimple's whole plan, is to try to get Mob to have a partnership with him.
You wonder, like, what's up with the Kaguya-sama family, though, because, like, the way that they acknowledged Mob's spoon bending in episode 1, I thought one thing was, like, oh, yeah, they're all used to psychics and they're all psychics or something, but now we definitely know that Ritsu isn't, and it didn't seem like their parents were, like, upset that Ritsu wasn't. They love what Ritsu's doing.
Yeah, it just seems like they grew up for Shigeo's whole life knowing that he could do stuff like this, but they want him to keep it on the down low.
Or they don't even care, and he has decided he wants to keep it on the down low. Question. Was Reagan the one to tell Mob not to use powers on other people?
I believe so.
Okay. God, he's such a good character. Mob's okay, too.
And can we talk about his masterful photo exorcism?
I mean, what's there to talk
Amazing.
about? It's okay, no, there is...
You don't like your eyebrows? Just go to Reagan.
There is
He'll fix them
something
for you.
to talk about in regards to this, though. Can a spirit or yokai be photographed? Is that an actual, like...
It's probably a stain on the wall.
like
It's probably
graffiti
a
or something?
shadow
Yeah.
or something.
So, like, Facetune doesn't exist in this world.
Graphic exorcism. This is one of Reagan's special moves.
Where he uses CG software to edit photos. How... You have to respect his hustle, honestly. Like, he's a normal man using, like, learning all these
So
different...
you're finally admitting that he's a normal man?
No, let me finish. He was a normal man, but he has elevated every part of himself to learn new techniques and skills so that he can make a living in this world. He is a master class masseuse. He needs to be on VFX Artist Reacts because he has incredible CG abilities. He, like, okay, really though.
He's dedicated to the con.
You have to respect the man to some degree.
I mean, he's trying so hard. You see the vein popping on his forehead?
Yeah, and he gets business and is making a living fooling these people into thinking he's a real-life psychic when they actually exist in this world. There's a part of me that very much admires him.
Are you sure it's just a part?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a big part.
I really did like the Ritsu in this episode. I think that was other than like just the art and like art, and animation. I think from like a story perspective, it was cool to see more of Ritsu. I like his character design a lot.
I mean, they definitely used him well to introduce this new character.
It like paired with the dialogue from 100% Mob last episode, I think it's the most serious the show's gotten, you know, in regards to like his feelings because he's Mob's little brother, you know.
I love that he only went to get interviewed by that girl just because he knew that she had some information of something that happened to Mob.
Yeah.
Not because he was willing to get interviewed about Mob, just because he wanted to figure out what was happening with his brother.
I loved it. Let's see what other clothes Mob has. Some cool shirts.
He has some button-ups, a green one, a white one.
I feel like Dimple is going to stick around for a long time.
Unfortunately.
I think he is going to have a great character arc where he is going
You think he's going to have a character arc and he's
Yes.
not just going to be there waiting for his chance and thinking that he can do it every other episode?
I think that will culminate into a love for Mob and Mob's ideals, which will result in a sacrifice that Dimple makes on Mob's behalf.
A sacrifice?
Yes. I think it will inevitably lead to Dimple putting Mob before his own dream.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That would be some redemption.
That's my dream.
Did we talk about how Mob is the leader of a religion now?
The best part about that was the like transition of like the poster.
And then it was on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, the helmet religion? Is that what that said?
I think so.
Oh my god.
That's great. And he doesn't realize it. And the phone number, I'm assuming Dimple remembered from.
I'm sure it's a
later.
person that then Dimple knew from his
Dimple's a little
days as
creepy.
a smiling religious leader.
Good episode, all in all.
It was a good episode. I really am excited about Teru.
Yeah, it's a good addition.
I like that the other school uniform is like super, super colorful.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that even lends to him being more colorful than Mob in terms of hair too.
Yeah.
So it's like Mob, his uniform is basically like black, and then he has the black helmet hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then this new rival character is colorful from top to bottom. And this show is very colorful.
Well, there was a move that he had that was really interesting because he is so colorful, but it like voided his hand of color and just went black and white. And I thought that was
Awesome.
really cool because of how colorful his design is. But cool. You good?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.